welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly horoscope. My name is Terence Scardino. This will be an important week, astrologically speaking, as Saturn is going to be in conflict with Neptune. This is going to be exact on Friday, the 16th of June. Now, this already occurred last November, the middle of June again, and then one last test in September. Those are the key periods. And then the Saturn will not come to form this hard angle to Neptune again for about 18 or 19 years. So it's a pretty rare event. Saturn represents economics, structures, form, reality, and it comes up against Neptune. Neptune is formless, mysterious. It's also very inspiring and creative and imaginative. But Neptune is the dream and Saturn is the reality. And every 18, 19 years, these two energies are in great conflict with one another. But this has been going on strong since last November. It was the end of last year that the stock markets around the world started to become very unsettled again. And for those next couple of months, the stock market lost a lot of money. Fortunately, in the United States, it kind of stabilized because we have other good conditions going on to support our economy. But there was still this fear of a recession, and that Saturn can also be the planet of fear. And Neptune is this planet energy of denial. So it's a time of depression or economic depression, or people avoiding reality, escaping reality. So it's a very important, difficult time. But it has to be affecting your individual chart, and particularly if you have planets in Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, or Sagittarius. And then they need to be around between 9 and 12 degrees of those signs. So so it's just this week and on Friday, which is the peak. But it is this whole middle of the month that there might be some real disturbances that's going on economically, triggering a lot of fear. But there may be other world events that could also trigger fear. And Neptune rules, as an example, over oil. And Saturn is this contracting planet. And remember how oil had dropped at the beginning, was dropping price at the beginning of the year, which they said had a lot to do with the stock market being very unstable and losing a lot of money. And then oil started to come back. But maybe this coming week, we might see a decline in oil prices. That's an example of how mundane astrology works, or how the planets can affect the world at large. But let's take it to the individual. On Tuesday, the sun is transiting through Gemini. Gemini is curious, it's witty, it's social, it likes to interact with people, it's playful energy. Gemini sun is going to be quite favorable with innovative, unpredictable Uranus. This is a favorable day to try new things, to be open to new ideas, to maybe learning a new technology. because Uranus rules computers and the internet and so forth. And so it's a very liberal, progressive day. But overall, you're more open to reinventing yourself and getting and pulling away from some old boring routine and trying something fresh and new. On Friday, which is the peak of that Saturn-Neptune square, the social Venus that had been transiting Gemini over the past several weeks. Venus in Gemini is certainly a very social, breezy, enjoyable time, is moving into Cancer for several weeks, for at least almost a month. And Cancer is more about home and family. It's more personal and self-protective. And so when the love planet, social planet, enters into Cancer, we tend to not be so social with a bunch of strangers where we just want to, be like a butterfly and, and flutter from flower to flower, but to be more concerned about family, about the home. Now, this could be a very favorable time for entertaining, that's Venus, at the home, or beautifying, that's Venus, the home. So there's a lot going on this week, and Mars is still retrograde, remember, until June the 29th, and Mars has a lot to do with our impulse, our drive, our aggression, but it's also being kind of held back and maybe a bit more complicated. But this is a week to face the reality of our fears of the unknown. So that's the Saturn facing the unknown Neptune. You can run away from it, you can deny it, and it can trigger a lot of anxiety. Or you can face your fears, move through them, and then become stronger for it. So this is a very important week, but on a larger time, it affects more of the larger scheme of life. And individually, it might even seem more subtle since it's been going on for a while. But with the Sun excellent, with Uranus peaking on Tuesday, and then the Saturn-Neptune, this would be a good week to stretch out of your comfort zone, try the unknown, shake things up, face your fears, and move beyond them. Well, before I end this segment, let me again remind you that I'm available for the one question offer that provided at astrologyanswers.com's website, or you can find a direct link to get me to connect with me, so I will answer the question on the description page of under the YouTube video. And remember, the time of birth is so important, and actually include again the birth information in your message to me. So I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week for my next segment. Until then, have a great week.